Sheet metal is metal formed by an industrial process into thin, flat pieces. It is one of the fundamental forms used in metalworking, and it can be cut and bent into a variety of shapes. Countless everyday objects are constructed with sheet metal. Thicknesses can vary significantly. Extremely thin thicknesses are considered foil or leaf, and pieces thicker than 6 mm are considered plate. Sheet metal is available in flat pieces or coiled strips. The coils are formed by running a continuous sheet of metal through a roll slitter. The thickness of sheet metal is in the USA commonly specified by a traditional, non-linear measure known as its gauge. The larger the gauge number, the thinner the metal. Commonly used steel sheet metal ranges from 30 gauge to about 7 gauge. Gauge differs between ferrous metals and non-ferrous metals such as aluminum. Copper thickness, for example, is measured in ounces. In the rest of the world, the sheet metal thickness is given in millimeters. There are many different metals that can be made into sheet metal, such as aluminum, brass, copper, steel, tin, nickel and titanium. For decorative uses, important sheet metals include silver, gold, and platinum. Sheet metal is used for car bodies, airplane wings, medical tables, roofs for buildings, and many other applications. Sheet metal of iron and other materials with high magnetic permeability, also known as laminated steel cores, has applications in transformers and electric machines. Historically, an important use of sheet metal was in plate armor worn by cavalry, and sheet metal continues to have many decorative uses, including in horse tack. Sheet metal workers are also known as tin bashers, a name derived from the hammering of panel seams when installing tinned roofs. Materials. Stainless steel grade 304 is the most common of the 3 grades. It offers good corrosion resistance while maintaining formability and weldability. Available finishes are number 2B, number 3, and number 4. Grade 303 is not available in sheet form. Grade 316 possesses more corrosion resistance and strength at elevated temperatures than 304. It is commonly used for pumps, valves, chemical equipment, and marine applications. Available finishes are number 2B, number 3, and number 4. Grade 410 is a heat-treatable stainless steel, but it has a lower corrosion resistance than the other grades. It is commonly used in cutlery. The only available finish is dull. Grade 430 is popular grade, low-cost alternative to Series 300's grades, used when high corrosion resistance is not a primary criteria. Common grade for appliance products, often with a brushed finish. Aluminum is also a popular metal used in sheet metal due to its flexibility, wide range of options, cost-effectiveness, and other properties. The 4 most common aluminum grades available as sheet metal are 1100H14, 3003H14, 5052H32, and 6061T6. Grade 1100H14 is commercially pure aluminum, highly chemical and weather-resistant. It is ductile enough for deep drawing and weldable, but has low strength. It is commonly used in chemical processing equipment, light reflectors, and jewelry. Grade 3003H14 is stronger than 1100, while maintaining the same formability and low cost. It is corrosion-resistant and weldable. It is often used in stampings, spun and drawn parts, mailboxes, cabinets, tanks, and fan blades. Grade 5052H32 is much stronger than 3003 while still maintaining good formability. It maintains high corrosion resistance and weldability. Common applications include electronic chassis, tanks, and pressure vessels. Grade 6061T6 is a common heat-treated structural aluminum alloy. It is weldable, corrosion-resistant, and stronger than 5052, but not as formable. It loses some of its strength when welded. It is used in modern aircraft structures. Gauge. Use of gauge to designate sheet metal thickness is discouraged by numerous international standards organizations. For example, ASTM states in specification ASTM A48010A, the use of gauge number is discouraged as being an archaic term of limited usefulness not having general agreement on meaning. Manufacturer's standard gauge for sheet steel is based on an average weight of 41.82 pounds per square foot per inch thick. Gauge is defined differently for ferrous and non-ferrous metals. Tolerances during the rolling process. The rollers bow slightly, which results in the sheets being thinner on the edges. The tolerances in the table and attachments reflect current manufacturing practices and commercial standards and are not representative of the manufacturer's standard gauge, which has no inherent tolerances. Fasteners. Fasteners that are commonly used on sheet metal include clecos, rivets, sheet metal screws,